Nubian Incognito.
Welcome to the Nubian Incognito podcast. Follow us on social media at Nubian Incognito. Use the hashtag Nubian Incognito if you have any responses or questions, or you just want to start a dialogue with other people. Share our playlist as well. Nubian Incognito is an anonymous podcast. A podcast that literally consists of anonymous people from different countries, backgrounds, speaking on different topics. Literally anything. People ask, like, what is Nubian Incognito about? It's about togetherness for people of color. This is something you should support because it's for the people and by the people, specifically for young people. People always talk about bridging the gap, but what does that really mean? What is that? What actions are you taking to bridge the gap besides just having a conversation? When I came up with this whole Nubian Incognito idea, it was 2016. And I basically was a sophomore in college. I wanted to have a blog. It initially started off as a blog idea. And there were a lot of things I wanted to talk about. Just being someone who was a young Ghanaian girl, just my experience and also being in college, I was learning a lot about other Black people because granted, like, I grew up in Charlotte and I saw, whatever. But when you get to college, you're literally meeting people from anywhere. And not only are you meeting people from anywhere, people are becoming themselves. And before you get to the age of being a quote-unquote adult, a lot of your decisions, depending on the family you grow up in, a lot of your decisions are determined by your parents or by people who have control of your life. And when you get to college, you kind of have a little bit of freedom to be who you are. But I also realized college was also the time that people kind of had split personalities or split lives. I was living a double life just because I felt like I couldn't be who I really wanted to be because it wasn't socially acceptable. It wasn't culturally acceptable. So if I wanted to have this blog, I personally was nervous because I was like, I was involved. I had a really good paying job. I did a lot of things in the community, like I knew politicians, community leaders. I obviously had an aspiring career to be a marketing manager. And this is also going on. This is 2016. This is the year of the most recent election in America. So you have people, especially on social media, like you can literally say some bullshit and lose your job. So I remember I spoke to my cousin about I was like, I want to start a blog. This is when everyone's trying to do something, like everyone has like a YouTube, or I'm like, I want a blog. And I want to talk about smoking weed in college. I want to talk about sex. And she was just like, look, you're a sophomore in college. I don't know who you think you are, but you can't do that. She was like, you can't do that. You're African. You know who your parents are. You know what church your parents go to. You're not going to survive through this. You're going to get eaten up because you're too young. You don't have the support. And if you can't just get online and say whatever you want to say because that's not culturally acceptable. And I was like, it's gonna be anonymous, so no one's gonna know who I am. She was like, girl, that's not gonna work. Someone's gonna find out who you are regardless. And from then on, like, I kind of sat on the idea of Nubian Incognito, and I worked on the business side. I did podcast episodes. I actually have like over 100 podcast episodes recorded with just me over the past 3 years since the initial idea. And obviously I've gone through the years, and like Nubian Incognito now is a multifaceted brand. We have merchandise, we have hats with flags in different countries, we have an artistical piece where people can send in Nubian Incognito themed artwork. We have Nubian Incognito themed playlists where we combine music from different countries. We have blogs that are submitted anonymously from contributors, and if you'd like to be a contributor, please email us. But essentially, that's what I was doing like the past 3 years as far as building this brand. But still, then and still today, even as someone who listens to and engages in Black media, like sometimes I'll watch like The Breakfast Club or Lip Service, or I'll see different interviews, and I'm like, that person is not speaking the truth right now because they have some record deal or they have some advertisement sponsorship, and they're not saying what they really want to say or what they should be saying because they're trying to be politically correct. Especially nowadays when you have this whole cancel culture, you have people just feel like they have to be fake or conceal their true experiences because they want to be perceived a certain way. So, especially as Black people, as we are empowering ourselves, and the three pillars of Nubian Incognito is entertainment, education, and empowerment. This platform serves to empower people to speak out on things without having that fear. Like I said, we're not Russians. Like, this isn't some weird ass shit. It's legitimate people speaking from different countries. I've literally traveled to Jamaica and traveled to London just to meet people to interview for this podcast, just so I make sure that I'm enforcing the idea that you're literally speaking to people from different places that are all people of color, and this is going to empower people to learn about others, learning about them through their experiences and through their opinions. This is not necessarily a platform where someone's right or wrong. Sometimes we debate, and sometimes we're just telling our opinions, and sometimes we're just telling our life story. Some people are just literally telling their deepest, darkest secrets on this show, and that's healing for them. And hopefully someone will find healing through that. The Rebirth playlist is essentially what it is, because the last time this brand was launched, it was actually a radio show, and it didn't have the voice changing software wasn't applied. And granted, the radio show was dope. People enjoyed it, but at the same time, like, because the brand is what it is, this voice changing software is definitely going to take this incognito part to the next level. So I'm very excited. People who are involved in this project and this brand are very excited. Do you have any filler words to kind of help people understand what this is about?
Some of the greatest artists and visionaries use the name Anonymous or Incognito, so I totally agree with everything that you happen to say. Basically, we're telling the people, hey, wake the fuck up.
Wake the fuck up.
No fucking filter.
No filter.
And we're free as fuck to say whatever we want to say.
Yup.
And we're really trying to focus on the Nubian ethnic group.
Yup.
You know?
That's why it's two parts. It's incognito because it's faceless, and if you're a supporter of this brand, you are an incognito. So welcome to the Nubian Incognito family.
Cheer.
Thank you to all my incognitos. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you follow us on social media at Nubian Incognito. If you have any suggestions, feedback, if you want to be an interviewee, you can call into the studio. Listen to our playlist, because you're going to be literally listening to music from Black people all over the world in one playlist, just so we can get that bridging the gap through music. I think music brings people together.
Music is life. Put people on, shorty, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. Nubian Incognito put you on.
Yeah.
Period.
Talk your shit.
So, yeah, that's a little bit about the brand. I hope y'all are gonna fuck with it. It's dope. I'm telling you, some of the y'all are gonna love the episodes that we have coming. Like, some of them are very explicit.
Yeah. No.
Like, whoa, like we had an episode about periods and sex. That episode's wild. I might actually have to wait to drop
really?
that one.
Y'all talking about periods? I gotta listen to that. I don't know much about that, and I'm a dude.
And an update for that episode. I also recommend honey pots pads for women if you're looking for an organic pad to use, because they're trying to get women to not use products with chemicals in them for their body. So we don't only talk shit, we also talk real shit, and we give advice and dope stuff like that. Thank you. We're going to start off by talking about Finstas. Okay, so I explained to you a little bit about what a Finsta is. Let me reiterate. According to dictionary.com, a Finsta is a secondary, usually private Instagram account where users are more lax in deciding what they post. It's a private space that may be personally authentic and is shared with close friends. This is a contrast to someone's main account, which may have more heavily curated content. Curated means edited and fixed content. So basically, a Finsta is another Instagram account, and people do this on Snapchat and Twitter too. Especially Twitter, like people will just have another fake Twitter account. Celebrities do this apparently the most.
Kevin Durant.
And they literally post stuff that they would want to post. And then on their real Instagram, okay, so let's say, for example, let's say somebody is going to Atlanta. On their real Instagram page, they'll have like brunch, all clean and cut, showing, the food and literally some professional shit that your parents would want to watch, the people you work with would want to watch. In the car, maybe like showing views of stuff that you're looking at. But your Finsta account is gonna show when you went to, Follies, Magic Cities, literally butt ass naked. You're smoking on there, drinking hella shots. You're recording drunk people, posting news. Some people even go as far as recording sex that they're having.
Damn.
Outing people, like let's say you're on the subway somewhere, like you're gonna just record someone that's doing some wild shit, or like you had a bad day at work, you're gonna go on there and say like fuck all the white people I work with. Like you do whatever you want on your Finsta, and then on your Instagram it's just gonna have like the coffee you ate, maybe. Like it's literally like the opposite.
You still gotta use an email address.
Yeah, okay, so
it can still be traceable.
Okay. So the whole point of the Finsta is some people you follow on. I have friends who have a Finsta. I don't have one, but and I think that's honestly why Instagram implemented this whole close friends thing.
That shit, it helps. I be posting.
I don't have one because the thing is, first of all, I don't want anyone to feel happy that they're on my close friends list.
It's like MySpace all over.
I think I might end up having to make a close friends list because just where I'm going in my life professionally, I've literally, even now, I have to take some pictures off my Instagram. Because now that hot girl summer is coming to an end, I have, bikini pics up, and I have to take them off. I'm probably going to have to take them off. But, on my Finsta, I probably could have blocked my face out and posted it or something like that. But anyways.
That's very hypocritical, to be honest. If you got it, nigga, post your shit.
Okay, but we are millennials. We're in our 20s and 30s. We can't just post your shit. We're going to get fucking fired.
Then make a new job.
What are you talking? Okay, you're not talking with logical sense. Everybody can't just do that. And the thing is, I'm not saying the whole idea of Finsta is going to change everything, but I get why people would do that, which is one of the reasons why I created this brand, because it seems like nowadays it's you're stuck in the middle because you can't do too much on social media, but it's also yours. Even now that I'm older, I refined my social media use a lot. I used to be I actually deleted my Twitter this year.
Oh, you wildin'.
And I did it because I got my 10-year anniversary. I was on Twitter for 10 years of my life.
That's an honor.
It is, but at the same time, it's I spent a whole decade, and trust me, when I first made a Twitter back in 2009, this is when
You did it before me.
Yeah, I was an early adopter to Twitter.
My shit was 11.
Yeah, nah. My shit was 09. I was on Twitter, on MySpace, on Facebook, just wilding out. I would say the wildest shit on there, oh my gosh, just wild shit. A lot of the shit that I used to say, if I would say now, I would literally not have a job. I would be blacklisted like shit. When I first got my real first professional job, and I was, like I said, I was doing a lot of things, I had to make my Twitter account private because I was just saying wild shit on there. I didn't want nobody from my church following me. None of my little cousins following me. All of them was blocked. So I get the whole Finsta thing. But at the same time, I feel bad for this generation because it's damn, we have to literally live two different lives. That's kind of what my opinion. I want to know how you feel about that.
I disagree with Finsta because at the same time, you have to respect that society has its views and taboos and norms that you have to respect regardless if you're with it or not with it. At the same time, it's social media as well too. Social media has the word social or society in it as well too. So, depending
you're
on...
You're saying fuck them, but, when your coworkers, if you have a corporate job,
My coworkers don't follow me on my social media.
Yeah, but...
They're strictly for work.
Yeah. At the job I have now, I'm, one of the only black people in the office. I don't really get along with them. I'm not going to be there for long, to be honest.
And that's how you know you about to post some wild shit.
But anyways, yeah, they all follow each other. I don't follow them, and I don't want to follow them because I feel like once they follow me, I would have to be inauthentic on my social media because, like, if they see me at Harris Theater or Whole Foods or whatever with my Fuck Trump shirt on, they're gonna be very confused. Not very confused because I don't really talk to them like that. But I wouldn't want to add them on my social media. But some people don't have the luxury of not adding people. Like, some people have to have their mom and dad on Instagram or their aunts and uncles on Instagram. So when they really want to post certain things, they feel like they can't. So they have close friends or they end up making a Finsta account.
I mean, that's for them as well, too. We can only speak on our beliefs.
Well, make sure you follow us on your real and your Finsta account.
Yeah, like, I don't have a Finsta.
I don't either.
I have, my Twitter is where I get real, like, unfiltered, and then my Instagram is real professional as well too. You know, more like on Twitter because I don't have my real name on my Twitter. Unless you know me by my nickname, then you're like, oh yeah, it's that guy. You know, so sometimes even my profile pictures aren't me. You know, it could be like a mural, it could be like a scene from a movie, it could be whatever. To be honest, I think you have to pick and choose what social media platform you decide to be unfiltered on. Not saying make a Finsta.
Twitter was definitely mine.
Twitter is like where people really
I wouldn't even let niggas that I was talking to follow me on Twitter. Like, I remember this one guy.
Real?
Yeah, I remember this one guy. He was like, "Oh, like, what's your Twitter?" And I was like, what?
Dating that nigga. Why are you dating that nigga?
To be honest, he wasn't. I wouldn't consider dating. Like, I was just playing with him. He wasn't the Taurus, actually.
Yeah.
I don't even know we didn't even get that far. I didn't give a fuck about him. So it was like, I'm going to have you follow me on Twitter because I wasn't talking shit about him, but I was talking shit about people like him. On Twitter. So, you're not about to follow me on there, nigga. You can follow me on Instagram. We can see my pictures.
Shawty code. Nubian Incognito.
Miss Incognito. But, yeah. Nubian Incognito is the brand everyone. But obviously, there's a voice that you're going to consistently hear.
Yeah.
So.
Is that you?
I don't know. Is it?
I believe so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nubian Incognito. This is definitely the pilot episode, and we really want y'all to be excited for this show. It's something that the people need, and this is a lady of influence, and this is a man of influence right now. So, yeah, just be ready. Ain't no telling what can happen. So, Finstas, that was cool and all that. So, what's next?
All right, so, have you canceled R. Kelly? Have you canceled any celebrity?
No.
Do you believe that we should cancel?
No, it's kind of like blocking a nigga.
Okay, what's wrong with blocking the nigga?
Just don't answer. Unless that nigga's like...
What?
Unless,
you picked the wrong... I will block you. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to see the notification. I don't want it to go through.
If you're schizophrenic and whatnot, of course you can't block. But like, nigga...
What? Come on, now you just... What the hell? What the hell you mean by schizophrenic?
Canceling niggas, blocking niggas.
Listen, you will get blocked.
Oh, she just can't handle seeing that name pop up on the...
I can handle it. I just don't want it to come through. Like, I'm so off you. Listen. If I block you, it's a message. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't text me. I don't want it to come through. Like, I'm going to block you on everything. Don't email me. None of that shit.
Soft.
No, I'm not soft. I'm just not trying to hear that shit.
Soft.
You're soft. Don't come for me, okay?
Yeah, just block me.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like some men literally need to be blocked.
Restraining orders work.
Nah, I didn't say that.
Blocking work. Nah.
What are you talking about? Blocking work? Nah.
Blocking work? Nah.
Okay, first of all.
Right.
Blocking does work. Blocking is actually something that more women should look into. Because they end up in the same toxic situations because they're allowing the person back into their life because they're listening or reading the things that they're sending them. So I'm pro-block. Block, and I don't only block guys. I block females too. Like, I don't want, your message is no longer coming through. Like, when you have to protect your space and your energy and your spirit, you cannot allow it to happen. And if technology is going to help me remove a negative energy or spirit from my life, then I'm going to do that. That's going to be my barrier. If I see you in person, I'm not going to speak like Cardi said. But at the same time, you're not about to be sending bullshit to my phone or my email or my social media accounts because you're blocked. I'm not saying every single guy is blocked, but I'm just saying certain people are blocked. Some people need to be blocked, and certain people need to be canceled too. However, I do think that this generation needs to understand what canceling really does to people. Like, people trying to cancel Chris Brown and, like, all these other different people, and then later down the line, they find out, oh, maybe the reason we canceled them wasn't true, or XYZ.
That shit funny.
I just feel like black people have canceled the wrong people. I'm not saying that black people are perfect, but why can't we cancel most white people? Why can't we cancel these big organizations? Why can't we cancel Monsanto? Why can't we cancel all these big multinational companies that are exploiting us? Black people should cancel Popeyes. You want to know what? This is a random side note.
Popeyes, that sandwich was great though. I had it.
You're a coon. Do you know how embarrassing it was for me to be in Europe and have to explain on behalf of dumbass Americans why people were lined up outside of fucking Popeyes? Do y'all know how stupid y'all look to the rest of the world? Lining up outside of a fast food chain for some fucking chicken. Not even chicken, a chicken sandwich. I'm disappointed in Americans and black people as a whole, honestly. I really am. I
understand where you come from.
am. People were literally selling the chicken sandwich online. Do y'all know how much effort black people could have put into other things? People were waiting in line for hours for a fucking chicken sandwich.
Now you sound like a salty nigga.
I'm not salty. Y'all niggas who was doing that shit, just imagine this going on when you're in another country and people are like, what's going on? Like, I'm in Europe, minding my business. We already have Trump as a president. We got all these mass shootings. We're entertaining the rest of the world at this point. We're literally being laughed at.
So you basically telling me that this country's not showing its true colors because it's been existing.
This country is made of caricatures. We're at this point, we're just here. The reason why America is the quote unquote greatest country is because we're just here to entertain the rest of the world at this point.
Basically, with the Popeyes thing, it's just basically it's similar to the McRib shit, but it's a black.
First of all, if you eat McRibs, you're probably going to hell. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I've never had the McRib. So I'm not going to hell. At the same time, though, what I'm trying to say is the McRib, how people get really excited for that and line the fuck up for that, it's similar to the Popeyes, but Popeyes is more like it has a certain demographics connected to it. So
niggas can't even wait in line to get their passport renewed, and they was waiting in line for fucking chicken.
Exactly.
Literally, people.
It got more like publicized because it's a nigga restaurant. First off, a lot of niggas go there.
It's not owned by niggas.
It's not owned by niggas, but it's a nigga restaurant because niggas love chicken. Apparently, like whoever that came from.
First of all, chicken sandwiches really are for white people. Black people love chicken, not chicken sandwiches. Thank you. You don't see chicken sandwiches.
Miss Incognito, I appreciate us loving chicken and you stating that white people need chicken sandwiches and whatnot.
They don't even like bones. I've literally had a white person tell me that having bones in your meat is barbaric.
They're more barbaric than the people that eat.
So, chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders, boneless chicken, all that shit. Some black people do eat boneless chicken. Honestly,
people love the breast.
If you go to like a chicken restaurant and you get boneless wings,
right,
you're a coward.
Pussy.
You're a bitch, and you should not come out to eat out with me.
Like, Nubian Incognito right there. It's like, you're a bitch.
I just think that shit is so freaking weird.
Shit is soft as fuck.
Are you kidding me? Yo, let me see. This is why I don't like drinking.
Talk your shit.
So I dated this one guy, right? Huh? And he thought he was doing me a favor, like, oh, trying to be cute, like he ordered me dinner.
Trying to have the fillet.
And this nigga, first of all, we've had this discussion. I don't have no respect for boneless wings. I don't. He knows this about me, and I'm very particular about my shit. Like, if you date me, like, I'm very particular about my food.
Oh, yeah?
So he calls me over, like, he asked me what flavor I wanted, and I told him the flavor I wanted.
Lemon pepper.
I actually am a recently converted lemon pepper fan as of 2017. This happened before 2017. Huh?
That's what.
Lemon pepper wings, yes, but only from certain places. Some places you have lemon pepper and it just tastes so dry and like that shit doesn't go. But Wingstop,
overrated. You gotta go to America's Best off of University.
I was gonna say America's Best next after Wingstop.
Whoo, you wildin'.
No, I'm actually not. Because sometimes, depending on the Wingstop you go to,
It be salty as fuck.
Or the wings be dry as hell. Or, yes, the salt is too much. But I just feel like Wingstop and then America's Best. But anyways, back American Deli, sorry.
There's America's Best and
America's no. American Deli second. Just because of the price.
Yeah, they got a good price. Yeah.
America's Best, some of the flavors are mad salty, actually, now that I think about it. I used to live right across from there. But anyways, back to the antidote. So I come to this nigga's house, and he's like, bro, like, I'm pissed again. Like, you don't understand, like, he's like, oh, he's gonna order me dinner. Like, I'm looking forward to this shit all day. And I get there, and I open my little to-go box. And it's a box of boneless chicken. Oh, my gosh.
Tell him.
Bro, it's you literally just gave me a to-go box of chicken nuggets. My nigga.
With sauce. With the motherfucking sauce.
When I say I was pissed, he was so confused. And I was just like, this is disrespectful. Like, this is... First of all, you know how I feel about this. I don't even like boneless. The only time I can even eat boneless chicken is on my salad or in a sandwich. But you just gave me a whole to-go box full of boneless wings, which is basically chicken nuggets at my age. And I was just like, this is not acceptable. And I don't want you to think that I will ever be happy you do this again, because I won't be. I was genuinely upset. And he was very, very embarrassed. But I just had to let him know because I hate
I hope you ain't spaz on the homeboy.
I did spaz on the homeboy. Because first of all, I was getting ready to break. I already broke up with the nigga, first of all. So he was already in a probationary period. And then he brought me freaking boneless wings, my nigga wet.
Shawty's a cold, man.
So anyways, that's how much I hate boneless wings. On the other hand,
boneless wings.
Americans are embarrassing. It was very, very embarrassing for me to have to explain to people the whole Popeyes frenzy that was going on.
Who said you had to explain it, though? You ain't had to say shit.
I mean, people are asking, like, what's going on in America? Why are people in line for Popeyes? Why are people buying Popeyes online for $1,000? That is fucking stupid.
So is buying Jordans online for over $1,000.
You're not going to sit here and compare Jordans to a chicken sandwich. You know. Like, the whole Popeye situation was just some dumbass shit. Because, one, the Popeye chicken sandwich had already came out before the whole thing, frenzy even started. It was already there.
You know where it started, right?
Some tweet.
That's hilarious.
But you know what? One thing I can say is the wildest shit always happens during election season. Yes. Because the last election season, there was wild shit going on, clowns showing up random places.
Oh, yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, like, nah. Election season in America is always a wild place to be. Everybody stay at home, love your family as much as you can. Right. Don't believe anything that you see or hear except for us because we're popping. But
save your money. That's one thing, too. Like, you will save your money because taxes, it's going to change. It's either going up, it's going to go down. The dollar ain't doing so well right now. They're going to try and fuck it up. But like you were saying, I think it was more just a cultural thing with the tweets.
You're not going to tell me that Popeyes is cultural. So you're saying a white-owned fast food chain is cultural. First of all, especially if you... First of all,
yeah.
If you live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you are out here feeding over Popeyes, you're a fucking fraud. Because Bojangles has been loyal since 1977.
Tell them.
I was embarrassed to even see these lines here in Charlotte, knowing that Bojangles has a Cajun filet chicken biscuit sandwich. That's a chicken sandwich. That's a legitimate chicken sandwich. I don't know what the fuck they got going on at Popeyes because I never had it.
You didn't have the chicken sandwich?
Nigga, I was overseas, okay? I wasn't out here playing with y'all.
All this motherfucking shit and you ain't had that chicken sandwich.
No!
You gotta try it to believe it. You know what? I actually went and tried that motherfucking sandwich. And you know what? It was great. Did I think about getting it again? I did. Did I? No, I didn't.
Probably because you wasn't trying to wait in line for 2 hours.
No, not
they didn't even have it.
I just thought...
Did you have it at the airport? Did they have a Popeyes at the airport?
No, they don't have a Popeyes at the airport. And that would be gross, too. I wouldn't eat a Popeyes at the airport. The fuck?
Why do you say that?
Because airport food isn't like...
Airport food is so trash.
It's trash as fuck.
And then airplane food is trash. Even if you're sitting in first class, it's trash. Like,
it depends who's your
it depends. American trash.
Oh, for sure.
American is just bottom barrel.
Well renowned that it's trash.
Just pack your own shit and try to get it through the freaking TSA line and eat it.
But yeah, like I actually went to the Popeyes in Concord. You know what I'm saying? I went out the way to go get that shit.
You're bugging.
It was straight. Now, 20 years from now, if there happens to be a commercial that says, if you're one of the people trying the Popeyes chicken sandwich during 2019, you may have mesothelioma, then I'm going to be fucking freaking out like that.
To be honest, there's probably a lot of shit that you're eating that you're going to see a commercial for.
True.
These big companies have a lot of lobbyists that allow them to keep things under wraps, and then eventually, when someone's bold enough or rich enough to sue, that's why a lot of these things come out, which is why I tell people, don't be eating at McDonald's, don't eat as much organic food.
Don't be eating McDonald's, don't bash the Happy Meal.
You eat McDonald's?
Every now and then.
You're disgusting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I accept it. I'm going to still give me an apple pie and a large fry if I want.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, McDonald's.
You ain't used to eat it.
I used to, and then I learned about it in middle school, and I haven't had McDonald's.
Super Size Me was like the best thing to teach us about McDonald's.
First of all, it wasn't Super Size Me. I actually read a book.
What book?
Called Chew on This.
By?
I don't know who the author was.
We're about to see who this author is.
So what? You saying you don't believe it? Come on. Like,
I'm saying I have to read this book myself to say I don't eat McDonald's.
Well, I did my research after I read it, and yeah, I use that different documentaries. I'm not saying McDonald's is the only restaurant, Burger King. A lot of these
that shit trash.
So these big fast food chains, even Subway, but. How about I went to the Subway? You know, a lot of Subways in Charlotte, a lot of Subways and Dunkin' Donuts in Charlotte are owned by Indians. Indians, Asians, they use franchises to build generational wealth. And they're also stingy as fuck. So, I went to a Subway, and they literally was, like, so I got chicken on my sub. The nigga who was literally making my sandwich brought out a scale.
Oh.
And weighed, like, to the ounce. Like, I can show you a video. To the ounce. The chicken that he was putting on my sub. And then put it on my sub. Like, I don't think you understand how cheap that is. Like, literally, you're supposed to go, they use their hands, they have an idea. This dude brought out a whole scale and weighed it to the ounce. He literally picked up a shred just to make sure he was, like, accurate.
That's like a measuring cup of rice.
The writer of Fast Food Nation and Chew on This, Everything You Don't Want to Know About Fast Food is Eric Schlosser. Think I'm saying it right? So, yeah, that's the book or whatever. I would recommend it.
She's right about McDonald's.
It was published in 2006. So, yeah, moving on.
Right.
To the question of the day.
Go ahead. What is it?
The main topic. And that's prenups.
The idea of marriage is more like 1 + 1 = 1 instead of 1 + 1 = 2. So basically it's saying...
That makes me want to vomit.
Anyways, so metaphorically speaking, it's like two people come to become one person. And my idea with a prenup...
But why one person? I just don't get that.
Metaphorically speaking.
But still.
Metaphorically speaking.
Anyway,
have you not looked at couples and be like, oh, I kind of look alike?
Yeah, that's why I can't be dating ugly niggas no more. Because that scares me.
Oh, they were saying that with ugly niggas with you?
I mean, like, I've dated a nigga who wasn't that cute, and they're like, oh, y'all starting to look together. I'm like, this is when the relationship needs to take a turn, because y'all not going to tell me I look like this nigga.
Sounds like a personal problem.
But anyways, I'm listening.
Like I was saying, a prenuptial agreement kind of, like, symbolically says, like, hey, there's a possibility we're not going to be able to work out. So if we don't work out, you got your own shit, I got my own shit. Also gives an idea of false hope, I believe.
A prenup gives an idea of false hope?
Yeah, like...
a prenup gives an idea of an end game. Not false hope. False hope is marrying somebody without a prenup.
You're greedy as fuck if you want a prenup.
I'm not greedy as fuck. I'm smart as fuck. And my goal is to be rich as fuck. And you're not about to take half of my money because everybody has to be dead because you're not gonna. This is not gonna go. It's not gonna work.
If you take half of my money,
I don't care if I own a Toyota Prius. I'm getting a prenup.
A Toyota prenup. That's what they call them now.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, I protect everything.
And also, it's not a will, bro.
No, but okay.
It's not a will.
Okay, so let me explain to you.
Can we get the actual definition?
That's what I'm about to do for you. I got you.
I'm trying to hear the real technical shit.
Oh my gosh. A prenuptial agreement is a written contract created by two people before they are married. A prenup typically lists all of property each person owns, as well as any debts, and specifies what each person's property's rights will be after marriage. A prenuptial agreement also includes estate and retirement planning. Estate planning is literally who owns what. Estate planning also includes your family. So let's say somebody, and granted, like, I feel like everybody's always focused on the idea that it's one person that's rich and one person that's not. But if you come, let's say your dad or your mom own like a farm, or like they own a lot of property in Ghana or Congo, and you marry somebody and you've inherited your father's land or your mother's property, because you're married to them, they're also entitled to your family's property. Estate planning helps you determine who gets what. Estate planning is why white people are richer than most black people in this country. Because black people are not willing to face the reality, which is why I brought up wills in the first place. The reality, if you look at statistically speaking, we spoke earlier in this episode, people do get divorces. So if you're not looking at the facts and you're not facing the reality that this move that you're making may not work, and if it doesn't work, one of the main problems you're going to have is ownership of what property, and you're not willing to plan for that. You're not even willing to have that conversation. That is giving yourself false hope. Because I can literally marry somebody because I've inherited my father's business. Because we get a divorce, they also own my father's business, which means their family potentially owns my father's business. And if my father doesn't put in a correct will in place, which is estate planning, we don't even know who in the family owns what. Some people's dads and moms have 10 kids. They haven't even written a will. They haven't even spoken to their husband or wives about who's going to own what when they die. And they die, and now everybody's arguing, doing juju, going to lawyers and all this other bullshit because they didn't plan for it. My whole idea as far as prenuptial agreements is that first of all, what happens before you're married. I don't agree with the idea that, oh, you're marrying somebody and you become one. No. I don't even think I would even take my husband's last name if I ever did get married, because I don't agree with the idea that your identities are all of a sudden together. The only time two people become one is when they're having a child. I don't believe two people become one when they're getting married. And that's just my personal opinion. I think two people get married because they feel like, all right, this shit's going to work, and I want to be with you for an extended period of time, whether that period of time is my whole life. Cool, because some people can have like 7 marriages. Like, that happens. A prenup is literally an agreement that's like, okay, I own this, we own that, your family owns this, my family owns that. If something happens, because like I said, prenuptial agreements, if you do a full prenup, it also includes estate planning and retirement planning. If this happens when we get to this age, this is the plan. Like I said, these white people, they do all this stuff. There's 20-year-olds out here with life insurance. There's 20-year-olds out here with wills. There's 25-year-olds out here. Like, it's important to plan for this kind of stuff. Like, I don't see anything wrong with planning. We pay all this money for insurance just in case we get into a car accident. Why would you not just have an agreement with someone you're getting married to just to plan out finances? If I can't be in a relationship with somebody and openly talk about ownership and finances, I don't even see how the rest of that gonna work. Like, statistically speaking, I know you said you wanted the facts. So according to marriage.com, the number one reason behind divorces is infidelity. The number 2 reason is money. The number 2 reason is money because everybody is too focused on being in love or being in a relationship, they're not willing to openly discuss finances. People are literally divorcing because one partner has too much debt that they're not willing to pull up on or to help out with. These are all things that are discussed in a prenup. You can literally marry somebody, and because they became a doctor and went to a medical school for $100,000, because y'all got a divorce, you're now responsible for that debt also, because you decided to elope with them. If you sign a prenup that's like, nah, whatever debt you've accumulated before we got married is your responsibility. You can pay for it out of our joint account. Like, it's not, people think prenups and it's like, I own this, I own that. Literally, prenuptial agreements, one can be amended. You can literally change a prenup. If you get married, you can have a prenup. 2 years later, you can change it. 6 months later, you can change it. It can always change. It's just an agreement that's legally recognized. So I don't see why you shouldn't have a prenup because you're giving false hope, or you're planning to fail, or you're dividing yourselves if you're determining ownership. And I definitely don't think it's greedy, because me as a person, I've never seen myself as someone who's going to grow up or become a woman and not have my own wealth accumulated. So why would I want to give half of it away to somebody just because we got married and we got divorced? I wish someone would not, I wish. But if someone took me to court and the court told me I had to give them half of my money, I would literally withdraw it from the bank, take it to their house, and burn it in front of their face. Because you're not gonna just spend, especially if we're getting divorced because you cheated on me, you're not taking half of anything from me. Period.
And that's why you have your own opinion and I have my own opinion.
No, and I respect it. I'm just giving my... Yeah, I do.
Voice kind of sounded like you didn't.
No, the reason why my tone of voice is like this is because this...
That's how you feel?
No, because this topic and men putting children inside of women and disappearing, those are two topics that get me upset the most. Like, for real. Like, I can go on for days.
Can you relate to that?
Relate to what?
Can you relate to those two topics that really have you feeling some type of way?
In a way, yeah, I can.
Can you really relate to it?
In a way, yeah, I can.
What's in the way?
Okay, first of all, my grandfather did that to my grandmother. Okay. And I've seen the effects of putting children into someone and literally disappearing. Like, I know what that can do to a family even years later. Okay, so when it comes to men not taking care of their children or leaving, or women feeling like they can't get an abortion because they have to keep a baby, like pro-choice, those are all topics that get me very heated, because I do see the negative effects of that. I literally know men who are out here living their best lives and don't give a fuck about their kids, and all of that responsibility is put on the woman, and then the woman has to, like I said, I can go on for days about that.
When it comes to discussions like this, it's best to be neutral.
No, it's not best to be neutral, because if I'm being neutral, that means I'm being politically correct.
No, if you're being neutral, you're looking at the pros and the cons.
I don't see any pros of not having a prenup.
Say that again?
I don't see any pros of not having a prenup.
Think about it.
You're trying to be deep with this, and I just want to hear what you have to say.
I'm not trying to be deep with it. I'm just saying, think about it. Like, what's one pro of not having a prenup? Because you're thinking about all the pros of having one. What's one pro of not having one? There has to be one. There has to be one.
I don't think there's a legitimate one.
Are you really thinking about it, or are you like...
I don't think there's a legitimate one. Like, all of the reasons I've heard, even when I was doing my research for this episode, I personally think it's all bullshit. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend.
It's all bullshit?
Yes.
Name one that you think is bullshit.
Most people, from when I was listening to YouTube videos, they're like, oh, but if you sign a prenup, you're basically agreeing to the fact that one day you're going to have a divorce. Yes. One day you may have a divorce.
Okay, that's one. Another one. Okay.
Second reason why people feel like they shouldn't have a prenup, because it's not romantic. That is some simp-ass bullshit.
That kind of makes sense. Give another one. Right. That kind of makes sense.
You said that.
Yeah.
That having a prenup, you said getting married, it's 1 + 1 equals 1. But literally 1 + 1 equals 2. So I don't even understand how that's even a legitimate reason.
Who's calculating? If it's your accountant, it can be any number you want.
All right. So you let me know what you think about prenups, because I think
I done told you already. 1 + 1 = 1. show you what I got, you got. And if we don't work out, you can get half of what I got because we ain't work out. And that's based off of my personal decision. So I fucked up by making the decision to marry you. Whatever, okay? It's my personal fucking decision. Everything is based off decision. If a woman chooses to have an abortion, that's her decision. A man should also have the decision to either raise a child or not support the child. Yes, because if you decide to kill the child or to have the child, that's you. I can decide whether to be in that child's life or not be in that child's life. It sounds like it sucks, but that's the real truth. We're talking about Nubian Incognito right now. You know what I'm saying?
I just can't believe you just said that, but that's how men think.
Real shit.
So if you're a woman out there and you are impregnated by a fuckboy and you can get an abortion, get an abortion. Because people really out here, you will really be high and dry.
Do whatever you
Your
want.
dreams will be compromised. You need to think twice about that, baby. I'm telling you.
That nigga can be there and not be there.
He literally can. Like, literally. And the thing is, even just like, granted, like, I don't have any children. But even just with networking, one thing I've noticed about women is like, that's, granted, maybe it's because it comes naturally when you're a mom. But like a woman, you can speak to her for 10 minutes and they'll identify the fact that they're a mother. You can talk to a man for 3 months and you wouldn't even know that they have a fucking child. That's how disconnected some men are from parenthood. And
is it disconnection or just discreetness?
Okay, well, women can be discreet also. But I'm just saying, when women have a kid, it's a lot harder to just, like, not claim them. Because they're most, like, depending on their family situation, they're most likely the one that's the most responsible for them. Partially because we had to bring them into the world. Do you really want to get into this pro-life court? Because that pisses me all the way off. It pisses me off because some of the men that say stuff like what you said also have the nerve to say that women shouldn't get abortions. Like, are you kidding me?
No, because this man right here is not going to say women shouldn't get abortions.
I think women should get abortions, and I also think that some men should have to pay for it.
And some men should
at least
have to pay for it.
Why? Why shouldn't a man pay for an abortion? It's supposed to go on my insurance premium and not yours?
He didn't make the decision.
Are you fucking kidding me? We're just going to save it for another episode I'm just...
That's another episode.
Don't piss me off. I'm going to throw something at you.
This is a real elite conversation.
He said elite. What makes it elite?
Because this is not something...
What's elite? Pro-choice and pro...
This is a higher level of thinking. When it comes to speaking about something like this, because there's a lot of emotions that come behind this.
Of course. Exactly.
So, elite, you take your emotions out and we're really talking facts about this shit.
Okay, this platform is about facts and opinions. I don't think that anyone should come up here and be sitting in the middle because they want to seem politically correct. That's literally why I created this platform, so people wouldn't do that. If you passionately feel a certain way, I think you should be able to have...
Look up politically correct, please.
Exhibiting political correctness.
Using the word.
Is used to describe language, policies, or measures intended to avoid offense or disadvantage to members of a particular group or society. Thank you. Politically correct. What you're doing is trying to play the fence because you don't want to offend anybody because you're trying to be politically correct.
I definitely offended people when I call people pussies for having fisted.
Okay.
That's
no, but when you're talking, you're saying this is a lead conversation, so you have to. And I'm not saying
you gotta take your emotion out of it.
And I'm saying that if I'm a passionate person, there's gonna be emotions regardless.
But then take it out.
I'm not gonna just take it out.
You kind of have to.
I know I don't have to. I don't think I should have to take it out.
You have to.
No, I don't.
Then it's not gonna sound like a
educational
conversation.
Why would it not sound like an educational conversation?
Because it would sound really opinionated and biased.
Okay. And like I said, if you don't agree with the opinion, you can literally go on social media and tell us what you think.
Right.
If you don't agree with my opinion, you can speak that. I'm not forcing anyone to believe what I believe. I'm giving my perspective on life and my opinion unapologetically without feeling forced to be politically correct.
But when you speak in it, you sound real convincing about it and real persuasive as well, too.
Because that's just my aura.
We're trying to educate these listeners.
Okay, we are trying to educate them, but I'm also trying to give them my personal opinion. And I feel like some of the things I do say, if people considered them, they would have their life change for the better. Some things I say they may not agree with, but I don't think that I should have to play the fence. I'm not saying I'm just gonna come on this show and just speak on things and it's just gonna be a whole bunch of BS. No, but I don't think that I should not say my personal opinion or hide my emotion because I'm trying to educate people.
Okay, you're right about that.
And like I said,
right
this show is not just for. We have 3 pillars: education, entertainment, and empowerment. Sometimes maybe the debate that we're having is entertaining, and that's just what it is.
You're right about that, but this is a suggestion for you. When you're saying play the fence, you can still lean towards what you believe in. At the same time, you're stating the opposite of what you believe in, but you're still leaning towards what you believe in. You got to give both sides.
So you're saying I didn't state it?
I'm saying you're not giving 2 sides to the story. It's like one story.
And like I said,
there's 2 sides to every story.
Like I said, I asked you what you thought about it, and that's why there's 2 people here.
You asked me what my perspective was, and I told you my cons. You were talking about how you believed in it.
Yeah.
And I was telling you why I don't believe in it.
Okay.
But then you didn't ask me.
I didn't ask you what?
You know what I'm saying? What I thought about believing in it.
What are you talking about?
Because, like, I had my side, you had your side. But at the same time, even though I don't fuck with prenups, I do agree with prenups. I don't fuck with them. That's my personal opinion.
So would you have a prenup, yes or no?
No, I would not have a prenup.
Okay, I would.
But I respect the prenup.
Okay.
And you would?
When you say respect, like, I'm not about to be mad at someone for not having one. I just know I wouldn't get married without one.
You have one. If you my shorty, you have one, I respect you, but I'm not signing that shit.
So then it's not a prenup.
It ain't gonna happen.
A prenup is an agreement, so that means you'd have to sign it too. So
I ain't gonna sign it. You probably just not my shorty.
What are you talking about?
You probably just not my shorty. You like, I got a prenup for you. Well,
that's not how it goes. It's supposed to be a conversation like, hey, babe, like, you know, we're getting married, like, you know, or we're thinking about getting married, and I'd like for us to talk about finances, and this. This, like, it, I don't, like I said, I respect.
Money should not, like, be defined in a relationship because it's a material object that.
This material object that you speak of is why Black people don't have shit. And I'm just saying that.
Black people are the happiest people on the planet.
You're actually.
Are one of the happiest people on the planet.
Have you looked that up? You tell me. Find the facts about what you just said right now.
All right, I'll give you this. I can look it up, but how can you?
No. You made me look up like 3 things.
How can you measure happiness?
Look that up.
All right, cool.
Because you just said that, and now you asking me how to measure happiness. You just said Black people were the happiest people. Look that up. Look up the happiest people on Earth or whatever, and let me know if the Nubians are the happiest people on Earth. But before we even continue the conversation, because I'm not even going to say what I want to say, because like you said, we're just going to be speaking with facts. So let's see. I'll actually help you.
All right, this is coming from nationalgeographic.org. Where are the happiest people in the world? Fiji, 93%. Colombia, 90%. Nigeria, 89%. Saudi Arabia, 87%.
I was going to say something about Nigeria, but let me not.
Yeah, they real prideful people. That shit's funny. Philippines, Azerbaijan, India, Panama, Argentina, Indonesia.
Pretty sure it's Argentina.
So, as far as those are, we can say countries or just locations and stuff. Countries, locations. But number 3, Nubian people. That's from National Geographic. Now, if you want some more information, we can check Forbes.
Well, according to Travel Noir, the alleged happiest country on Earth are also all white. And over half of the list of countries that you're mentioning, how many of them were Black? 1. You listed 10 countries or so?
Indonesia, Fiji.
Yeah, so that's not supporting the fact that Black people are the happiest on Earth. We've literally gone through slavery, colonialism, racism, and you're telling us that we're the happiest people on Earth?
So one of.
There's not that many.
I'm happy as fuck. That's my person. Are you happy?
I'm not pissed.
Oh, this nigga mad as fuck. I'm upset.
But nah.
Nigeria, something. Damn.
But I wonder why Nigerians are the happiest people on Earth. Is it because all the scamming? I'm about to look this up.
That's a stereotype right there.
Why are Nigerians?
Like he's talking about some scamming.
But why are maybe I don't know.
Why do they scam too? That's another thing.
They are the most optimistic. But Nigerians are optimistic. They can literally look at the state of their country and say Nigeria is the best country in the world. That's some major confusion.
It's a lot of ego too. They're really egotistical people and a lot of pride. A lot of pride.
Their house can literally be burning and they'll say, I have the best house in the world.
And you sitting there like, dude.
This shit is literally on fire. Their president left to go get
treatment
in another country and then called the people there lazy.
While eating all that oil money.
Bruh.
Go ahead, Nigeria. Do your thing.
The Guardian said to cap it all there, the advance fee 419 scams have embarrassingly become one of Nigeria's famous exports. Yo, they took the piss on that. They low-key tried them, but they have a very deep spirit of entrepreneurism. Anyways, so yeah.
I feel like we really got our energy out.
Yeah, you trying to deplete me of my passion and it's never gonna go away.
I'm not trying to deplete you of
are.
passion. I'm over here trying to combat your fire spirit or my fire spirit as well too, because you may think you're right, but I am right too. So how do you feel to be in the same arena with another person that think they're right?
How does it feel? I'm built for this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got passion too.
Okay.
All right. This is the first episode, man.
It's actually not the first episode.
This ain't the first episode.
It's not. We recorded the whole season, and this is the intro. This is like the 6th intro episode I recorded.
She's like the Kanye West of podcasts.
Yep.
So many fucking versions.
That's why it took me 3 years to come up, like, actually drop this shit. I can't believe it's been 3 years. Well, in my defense, there was a radio show that happened.
Shit was fire.
So, that was cool. That was a shout out to UNCC.
You already know.
We're going to be interviewing y'all this fall also.
Patron.
We got some college students that we interviewed when I was in London that gave their perspective on things. That was pretty cool. Nice. I'm actually really excited to interview people over the phone. Correct. Because, like, as we were speaking about political correctness, I feel like a lot of people, although I told them about Nubian Incognito, I still feel like some of them I may not even post, but some of them I still feel like has like this
pussy effect.
Like they just not being real. So that's not welcomed here.
Like, say your shit, yo, honestly.
Which is why I'm glad it's a podcast, because I just won't post the shit. If you're going to call in and we're going to... Like, I remember this one interview I had. I'm trying to ask this dude about Afro Nation, and he's being dry as fuck. I'm like, Afro Nation was talked about everywhere you went, and I'm just asking for the inside scoop, and you acting like I'm sitting in the room with your moms. Like, your voice is going to be edited. Relax. Like, we've signed a non-disclosure agreement. Like, get it together. Like, just be real.
You should ask me about the Afro movement.
It's Afro Nation. It's a festival that happened in Portugal in summer of 2019. Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I was supposed to go, but I ended up just going to Europe and having a great time.
Europe? I thought Portugal was in Europe.
You're actually right. So I ended up just going to United Kingdom and having a great time. I didn't go to Portugal. You're right.
It's all good. At least you admitted, hey, I respect you. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw something at you.
You see all this passion? Man, this is a fiery-ass podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all are ready for this shit.
Too fired. Too hot.
She's really, really fire right now, even though she's a water sign, which is really interesting.
I'm a fire sign.
Oh, that's a fire sign?
I'm a fire sign, which means I'm a hot girl and I was born this way.
So she just quoted 2 female artists. Shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? I ain't getting paid. But, yeah. Fire sign.
Yeah.
No wonder you so like real passionate.
Hell yeah. And I'm dead ass serious. If a nigga really think he about to take half of my money, I will literally go to the bank, withdraw it, put it in the suitcase, take it to his house, and burn it in front of his face.
Okay, left eye.
Nubian Incognito.